Carter Hall has lived many lives. While he is an archaeologist and the superhero Hawkman in the present, in his past, he has been an Egyptian prince, a medieval knight, a Wild West gun hand, and a Thanagarian soldier, a hero in every generation. Carter both studies and lives history. What's going on, guys? Multiverse here with yet another action figure review video, and today we're taking a look at the Mcfarlane Collector's Edition Hawkman by Mcfarlane Toys. Starting off this video, guys, we're of course taking a look at the Mcfarlane Collector's Edition packaging, and it is of course that black, blue, and silver, well, silver for this packaging, with the open face window, with the DC Multiverse logo front and center, with Hawkman's name down here at the bottom. Flipping over to the side, guys, we see Mcfarlane Collector's Edition Hawkman from 0 Hour. I personally don't know that story, but it sounds cool. Flipping over to the back, guys, is this beautiful comic image of Hawkman with his mace, flying through the sky with this awesome lightning strike going across his back. Looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm definitely going to have to check out this comic. Flipping over to the side, guys, not really much going on other than Hawkman's name and DC Multiverse again. Nothing at all going on at the top. And then down here at the bottom is the barcode for you barcode guys. Let's go ahead and move away from the packaging and rip Hawkman out of his cage and take a closer look. So right here, guys, fresh out of the package, standing straight up and down on the rotating turntable is the one and only Hawkman, Carter Hall, standing right here in front of me. I absolutely can't believe that I was able to snag this figure. Actually, I take that back. I actually did not. Quick shout out to my wife. It is my birthday today, and she actually got me this figure. So I love you, honey. I thank you. This is going to be definitely displayed on the top shelf. This figure is absolutely beautiful. Even adding in the little chest hairs and arm hairs on this figure, he looks absolutely amazing. For my first-hand impressions, guys, I cannot stress it enough. It is beautiful. However, I do miss the fact, I don't know why Mcfarlane stopped doing this. This is his third, I want to say his third or fourth figure that contains wings. However, when it came to the Batman Who Laughs with Wings, they were articulable. They were able to articulate and hinge and really have a massive wingspan. So if I can find that figure around here, pay attention to my Instagram, same name, Multiverse Figure Collection, and I will do a before and after with these wings here and those wings, because I just feel like those are the superior wings. They just look better. And don't get me wrong, these are beautifully detailed, and we'll have our own little segment with those when we get to the detail. However, if the wings were able to articulate and give us that massive wingspan that Hawkman is known for, I feel like this would have been a top tier figure. It already is pretty top tier. However, I feel like that would have sent it to the moon. However, guys, this figure looks great. So let's go ahead and move him off of the rotating turntable and take a closer look at his accessories, get that out of the way so we can get into that beautiful detail. When it comes to the accessories, guys, Hawkman, unfortunately, to be a Mcfarlane Collector's Edition, doesn't really come with much. I personally am not counting the wings as accessories because they plug into the figure, so it counts as part of the figure. But he does, of course, come with the standard, well, not so much standard, this is the Collector's Edition version of the DC base with a silver logo just stamped right there on the front. It does, of course, come with a beautiful trading card. I do love the purple with the lighting in the background. This just looks awesome, as well as the silver Mcfarlane Collector's Edition going down the side. Flipping over here, guys, is the read-up. If you want to pause the screen and read it right now, always give you guys that little bit of a second. And he does, of course, come with the piece de resistance, his mace. And I think this is beautifully detailed. I feel like it looks a lot better than the DCEU's version Hawkman's mace we got. I felt like that one was still beautifully detailed. I just didn't so much care for the tassel here because it swung one way. So you can only really put it in his hand in one certain position because the tassel didn't make sense if he had it holding up and it was swinging all the way off to the side. But this mace, guys, is beautifully detailed, and I absolutely love the leather wraps we have going down the handle. And last but not least, guys, we do, of course, come with the card base here with the silver DC logo. It's a black plastic, and it is a heavy duty plastic. You don't have to worry about breaking it. Well, you may have to worry about breaking it if it falls. However, if you just treat it like it's supposed to be, sliding the card right in the front, then it will stand beautifully pop it on a shelf somewhere, and it will look absolutely amazing. With all that said, though, guys, let's go ahead and move away from the accessories and take a closer look at the figure's detail. In terms of detail, guys, Hawkman looks absolutely phenomenal. Starting out with the head sculpt, I absolutely love the detail in the helmet here. I love the bronze that it has mixed in with the gold palette on the face. I think it looks absolutely amazing. It is a beautifully detailed figure, and all the way up here to where it comes to the hawk wings, I guess you would call them, not back here, but up here on his helmet, they look immaculate. I love how it's got the individual looking metallic feathers all throughout the entire face shield or the helmet, whatever you want to call it. It looks amazing. And even over here to the back side of it, if we can get it as close as we can, it is detailed, especially with his long flowing black hair, and that just looks amazing. I'm glad they gave us some hair instead of just stopping it inside of the helmet. However, it does get in the way when it comes to the articulation aspect of him looking up. However, if you angle his chest a little bit, I'll show you that all when we get to articulation, but it does work and it still looks amazing. Going down here now, guys, looking at his chest, his little harness. I love this harness, and even his little chest hair that they sculpted into the figure and painted. You know, you don't see that a lot in any other figures from other brands. That's why I collect majority of my stuff is Mcfarlane. He thinks of these little details and does it. However, yeah, I've seen in like Marvel Legends, Wolverine gets his arm hair painted in and sometimes sculpted, but for it to be a full bare chest and even the arm hair sticking out on his forearm here, guys, I feel like they would have just left that blank if this was Marvel Legends. Don't get me wrong, I love my Marvel Legends, but they are second rate in my opinion. This is my opinion, guys. Don't attack me in the comments. This is my opinion. I feel like Mcfarlane is the better choice compared to the two. That's just me. I still have my Marvel Legends. I still love them, but Mcfarlane is where it's at for me. I do love this emblem though. The amount of paint that we have going on here, I will say at the tip top here, there is a little bit of a paint mistake going on top of it, but it's so minor, it's an easy fix. I'm just going to overlook it. That this looks absolutely amazing. Now guys, let's go ahead and flip them over to the back and take a look at these wings. There's so much flipping to the side. These wings are beautifully detailed. They look absolutely amazing. And I want to say these are a reuse from the Spawn wave of, I want to say his name is the Redeemer. I want to say these are the same wings, but I could be wrong. If I can find it, I'll put them in the video. If not, just pay attention to my Instagram. Go give me a follow and he will pop up eventually and a photo comparing the wings, because these wings look familiar. They're just so beautifully done. How could you forget what they look like? They look absolutely amazing. Flowing over to the back, guys, they are a sturdy plastic. They do hinge a little bit, you know, forward and back here, give a little flap action. The only thing I wish is, like I said before, when it comes to the Batman Who Laughs figure who has the wings, he has these little notches here where you can actually expand the wings, and I love that figure to this day because of the wings. The wings on that figure are beautifully done and beautifully articulated that I wish that had the same treatment on this figure here. However, I guess beggars can't really be choosers. But however, these detail in these wings are beautiful. Let's go ahead and flip him over to the front and take a look at his crotch piece here. I do love that he's got like this little padded type jeans going all the way throughout his legs. But I will say when it comes to the belt, I would have done that in a different color. You already have this brown color scheme going on. I would have stuck with that and gave him a brown utility belt or even a gold utility belt to try to, or a bronze, excuse me, to match the helmet. So I'll probably be painting that on a later date. And if we move his arm here, we see that he does come with a little sheath to hold his mace, and it just slides in and out with ease. However, once you get it in there and you let go, it doesn't fall out and you don't have to worry about it. If I drop this figure, then you don't have to worry about it falling out, and it stays right in place and it looks amazing. Going on here now, guys, taking a look at his legs. He is lacking some muscle detail in his legs, but I'm glad that he is lacking, because if he looked exactly like, if we pull Superman that we just looked at back in here, if the legs looked exactly the same, I definitely would have hit it on that point. I would have been like, they're just reusing the same legs and changing the boots and blah, blah, blah. No, they are giving us these beautifully detailed figures that all stand out and look different, and I absolutely love that. Going down here, guys, looking at his boots, I do love the little padded look that it has on the boots, and they are beautifully done as well. With all that said, guys, let's go ahead and move away from the detail and take a closer look at his size, his articulation, and jump into some size comparison. When it comes to how tall Hawkman stands, guys, Hawkman does, of course, stand to the 7¼ mark. So we're going to round down and just call it the typical Mcfarlane 7 inches. And only because I know somebody out there is going to ask with how long his wingspan is, looks like we're looking at about 8.5 almost inches wide. So he is a wide figure. He's definitely going to take up some shelf space. However, he is worth it, guys. Pick him up when you see him. Don't hesitate. Let's go ahead and move him closer to the camera. Take him off of his base here. We'll even remove the mace for him, and we'll jump into that articulation. As you know, starting off, guys, his wings are articulated. You can open them. You can close them. Give him a little bit of flap action, and he does look great. I just wish the wings articulated out more. Let's go ahead and try to push these back. Going over to the head articulation now, guys, his head, he does look up so his hair doesn't block him too much, and he can look down all the way. So if you want some nice brooding Hawkman shots, he can do those. He is on that little peg, so it does rotate all the way around. The wings do not get in the way with the hair. So he also does get some beautiful head tilt in there. Also, I would like to note, I just noticed this is a soft plastic, so you don't have to worry about being too rough with it. I would say worry about warping it. However, you don't have to worry about snapping off one of the wings on his helmet, and it will be just fine. When it comes to his arm articulation, guys, he does come with a very useful butterfly joint on both sides. His arms go out about that far. He comes with a bicep swivel as well. It even has double hinged elbows. When it comes to his hand articulation, guys, it does rotate all the way around and hinge up and down, no problem. When it comes to his ab crunch is kind of there, but the wings kind of weigh him back. So he can actually get into a leaning forward position, but his wings will push him back just like that if you barely tap them. So let's see if that makes him a limbo master, and it does. So he's killing it at the DC parties. He does, of course, come with a waist swivel, and his leg goes out about that far and goes back about that far because it is blocked by the rubber buttocks. He does, of course, come with double hinged knees. And as for his ankles do articulate down. They articulate up. He has toe articulation. And he does, of course, come with that beautiful ankle pivot. Starting off with the size comparison, guys, here we have Hawkman standing next to the recently looked at classic Superman. And as you can see here, these two do scale together beautifully. Next up, guys, jumping out of the DC universe and into the MCU, we have Tom Holland's Spider-Man Homecoming from Diamond Select Toys, and him being a teenager, this scales perfect. And last but not least, guys, here we have Hawkman standing next to the Marvel Legends MCU's version of Sandman, and as you can see here, the scale simply does not work. Mcfarlane, for the love of whoever you worship, get brand new stands that are actually balanced, because it took me about 45 minutes to get this guy stationary just in a simple pose like this. So please switch out these stands. Oh my God, that was ridiculous. Even the wings are just way too top heavy. So if you want this guy on a flight pose, guys, be very careful. He fell off the shelf like 4 or 5 times. I'm not even joking. This was ridiculous. With all that said, though, guys, there you have it, with another action figure review video in the books on my channel for you guys to enjoy. When it comes to my final review on the Hawkman figure, I'm going to have to give him a solid 9 out of 10. I absolutely love this figure. For the Mcfarlane flight stands, though, I'm giving him a 4 out of 10, or 3 out of 10. That was ridiculous. No wonder he only makes them for Superman and Superman only. I swear no one else gets a flight stand except for only Superman. And this is probably why. It can't support anybody else. It's ridiculous, guys. When it comes to the Hawkman figure, though, I absolutely love it. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. It is detailed out the shebang, and it just looks amazing. This is probably one of my all-time favorite McFarlane figures, and it's definitely going on my top shelf Justice League of other McFarlane toys. He's definitely going up there. I cannot wait to see if McFarlane does a Hawk Girl, but hopefully he does her right, and she matches the pure quality we see in this Hawkman. With all that said though, guys, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. We try to put up at least 2 videos a week for you guys to enjoy. With all that said though, guys, I'm getting out of here, and I will see you in the next video.